Welcome back to Real Clear Politics on Sirius XM. I'm Andrew Walworth, and we're coming to you live from the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. I've got Tom Bevan with me. I've got Carl Cannon with me. And joining us for this segment is Alex Mackenzie Walworth, happens to be my wife, Chicago native, and a producer at Grace Creek Media. So, Alex, welcome to the program.
The better half has arrived.
Thank you very much.
And, Tom, let's start with the protests. We have really two brands, it seems to me. We have the pro-Palestinian protesters are out there, and then we have these sort of what would you call them? Pro-vasectomy?
Pro-abortion.
Pro-abortion.
Yeah.
And so what do you make of the protest?
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens with the pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas, anti-Israel, whatever we're going to call them. They had said there were going to be 100,000 here. I don't think that's true. I think that was overstated from what I've seen. But they are here. There are a lot of them. I don't know what the actual number is, but they are trying to, and this has been a fight that's been ongoing for weeks and months with the city trying to figure out, they were filing petitions and applications that they could be somewhere near the United Center, within sight and sound of the United Center. Initially, I think they were placed over by the McCormick Place, which is 3 miles away. So they're definitely here. They're close. And I think they've even, as some people were saying, broken through like the initial perimeter. So we'll see how much attention they get. The other stuff, the pro-choice, pro-abortion, like marching through the streets with as abortion, pills.
What Megyn Kelly said, 18-foot high uterus.
IUD. It's an IUD, Carl.
An IUD.
Outside.
Yes.
Is there a van where they were performing
giving vasectomies?
Yes, that was the one
earlier today. So if you haven't made it there, you've probably missed your opportunity.
Missed your chance.
It was like
get a free one.
A
anyway.
bookmobile where
Carl,
you get a free vaccine. I haven't missed my chance. This is Chicago. This is where the Blues Brothers film was made, and if there's a vasectomy, like a bookmobile vasectomy, they just better hope John Belushi doesn't run into it in a car while you're having a vasectomy. That would not be good.
Well, that would be news if John Belushi showed up.
I guess he's long gone. God bless him.
So, Agence France Presse reported that this current Palestinian / everything else demonstration drew about less than 10,000 people today. They were expecting up to 100,000 people. So maybe it's a thing that will grow as the convention goes on. But today, I would caution people when they're reading about and looking at these demonstrations, because often they can make it seem a lot bigger and more powerful than it is. I'm not saying it isn't, but right now, this coalition to march on the DNC is reproductive rights, free Palestine, black liberation, immigrants' rights. So it's kind of like a salad bowl of different causes. And I will be very interested to see what messaging breaks through.
Alex, let me ask you a question about that, because a week ago or so, Kamala Harris was giving a speech and was heckled by some of these anti-Israel types. And she just cut them off and said, you know what? You keep talking. If you want Trump elected.
Yes.
Otherwise, be quiet and let me talk.
Right.
I wonder if that message has gone through into the precincts of the left, because it's a pretty blunt point.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it could be that partly they're saying, do these demonstrations. To me, I grew up in Chicago. I was very young during the 68 riots, but that was so organic. I mean, that was just rage in the streets. And
a lot of it by the police.
Right. But what I'm seeing here, it just feels very performative. So I'm kind of wondering if go ahead, have your performance, get the message out, but we're really not changing anything.
Yeah, and to that point, Alex and I, we arrived a couple days ago, and we were downtown, Michigan Avenue, and the police presence was amazing. We were walking down, and there was like a block and a half of tightly packed policemen. And when you got to the end of it, you saw the protest that they were prepared for. The protest was tiny.
It was like a quarter of a block of people.
Yeah. And yet I saw some of the photographs from that today. And, of course, this is just something people probably know, but they should be aware of, that the photographs made it look like it was a much bigger protest than.
Well, not only that, we were talking about this earlier, because, I live in Evanston, which is 30 minutes away to the north, and we were getting alerts on our phones about, the security and the rolling, security going on Michigan Avenue for these protests. And it made it seem like, if you just looked at this alert on your phone, that, oh my gosh, there's these massive protests that are happening. So it's I think that it was a little bit of clickbait, and the media often falls into that trap, right? They'll elevate the squeakiest wheel or the smallest minority of voices because it allows them to sort of, portray it as a bigger deal and therefore get more
it generates
ratings
the
and views and clicks and whatever.
There are stores that are boarded up, however. I mean, there are, and like I said, the police presence that we've seen so far has been pretty impressive.
Unscientifically, at least for this protest that we saw, was 3-1 police to protesters, and it was a very impressive show by the police. It was really something.
So, Alex, let me ask